Et bonjour tout le monde. Bonjour, bonjour. Et bonjour, et bonjour. Pourquoi c'est sombre? C'est plus sombre que d'habitude, j'ai l'impression. C'est peut-être juste une impression. J'espère que vous allez bien. Bonjour tout le monde. J'espère que vous allez bien. Aujourd'hui, on continue Senua. Enfin, Hellblade Senua Sacrifice. Où on en était au moment où il faut assembler les fragments. Enfin, retrouver les fragments et puis les assembler, les fragments de Gramr. Je vous lance le jeu. Oui, lance le jeu, oui, vas-y. Bon, alors, je crois avoir résolu le souci des coupures internet. Je crois. J'espère que c'est ça. Si c'est pas ça, bah... tant pis. Les oreilles. Obscur, les oreilles. Du coup, on va... Attendez que je change un peu le truc. Tac, 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 tac. Voilà. C'est mieux. Donc n'oubliez pas, le casque. Le casque est plus important. Si vous n'avez pas de casque, bah ça, vous n'aurez pas l'expérience à fond. C'est pas tout bien. Hop. Donc du coup, on va modifier aussi les options graphiques. Pour voir déjà, pour mettre en plus beau. Puisqu'apparemment, vous n'avez pas trop de... Ah bah... Ombre. On va mettre un élevé. Texture très élevée. Distance de vue. Moyen, même faible. Effet visuel, oui. Synchronisation verticale, oui. Oh, voilà, voilà. Oui, on va conserver tout ça. Hop. On va continuer du coup. Où on en était. Bah tiens, d'ailleurs, le thé est fini. Hop, on finit le thé. Tac. Tac. Hop, hop. Le miel. Le miel. Voilà. Après, si vous avez n'importe quel souci, n'hésitez pas à le dire dans le chat. S'il y a des coupures, des saccades, que c'est pas fluide également. N'hésitez pas à le dire, je ferai mon possible pour tout changer, pour améliorer tout ça. Voilà. Donc, où je fais tout. Yep. Donc hier, j'ai regardé du coup le replay. Ah ouais, c'est pas la même chose. Ce que je disais, c'est ça. Hein. C'est vraiment, ça n'a rien à voir. Genre moi, c'est vraiment moche, et vous avez une qualité film pratiquement. C'est vraiment beau. Mais je comprends pas. Alors peut-être que c'est l'écran justement qui fait que c'est élargi, mais dans ce cas-là, normalement, la résolution graphique, voilà, c'est du 1920. Enfin voilà, normalement c'est bon. Donc je ne sais pas pourquoi c'est plus beau encore sur le stream que sur mon truc. Et l'écran, j'ai testé même sur d'autres jeux, bah ça va quoi. Il n'y a que sur ce jeu-là où ça fait moins bien. Ça rend moins bien. Donc du coup, je ne sais plus ce qu'on avait vécu juste avant. Ah mais du coup, on s'était arrêté là. Du coup. Bon bah du coup, on n'a pas les fragments. Bon, on va refaire un tour. On a déjà écouté les histoires, donc si vous voulez écouter les histoires, revenez sur l'autre replay. Juste pour les avoir du coup.
Death for Sigmund and his brother seems certain. But the king's wife is Sigmund's sister, and she begs for mercy and implores the king to chain them up instead. He agrees? No. As the she-wolf licks the
Voilà.
sweet honey from Sigmund's
Donc
face,
ça c'était bon et on va remonter directement là-bas.
The she-wolf pulls away, but Sigmund holds on. The chains
Oui, on a
break.
déjà écouté les histoires. On le sait déjà. Y a pas d'autres morceaux d'histoire? Normalement, non. Ou alors, je les aurais vus, je pense. J'espère. Bon. On va à l'intérieur, on va chercher Gramr. À l'épée.
Imagine a sword that can slay gods. Its name is Gramr. It was forged by the god of all Northmen, Odin, and gifted to Sigmund, a great warrior.
I need this sword. It's important.
Ah, il y a un souci de...
The sword appears whole, but it is an illusion. It shattered into shards long ago. It is said a great warrior can reforge Gramr. I
Il y a un
have
souci
the
de
trials of Odin, one for each shard.
synchronisation.
The roots of the tree of death will take you to new lands, where you will face the trials.
Go to the shard. Go to the shard. Go to the shard.
Allons chercher les fragments, du coup.
The metal.
Les fragments. Ouais, du coup, il y a eu une petite désynchro son-image, c'est un peu con.
Find it. There it is.
Focus, focus, focus,
Use your eyes.
focus, 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 focus.
Get close.
A king in the north forced the dwarves to make a sword that would never fail and never rust, and that would slice through iron and stone and bring victory to its bearer. But the angry dwarves cursed it. It would be the death of a man every time it was drawn, and it would be the death of the king. Let me tell you about the sword Tyrving.
Donc du coup, les fragments, donc les trois fragments,
Recognize this.
3 ou 4 fragments, 3 fragments, pardon,
Where is she? It feels
ont été récupérés et transformés en épée. Une épée chacune, du coup.
Where are we now?
Une épée par fragment, ok.
Burial.
Alors c'est Tyrfing. On va passer par là.
So strange that we go to such lengths to bury death. Something so very ordinary, inevitable. It's as if we conspire to hide death because we have no answer for it. But when it comes and forces itself onto our friends or loved ones, then comes the reckoning.
dead in the air. You can feel the dead. Why did he do this? Why would he bring her here?
Bah on va devoir rentrer dedans. Hein.
Why would he do something so
Ok, bah let's go. Hein.
Don't go in there. Go in. You've got to go in. Take the torch. It's too dark. Take it.
Oula, petit lag.
Careful. You have to be able to see.
Waouh.
Who's there?
C'est pas un jeu d'horreur hein, normalement.
Dillian, I'm here. I'm here for the trials. Like when we first met, remember?
Ce serait par là. Ah non, me dis pas que c'est un labyrinthe. Et que je vais me perdre.
There he is. There he is. Dillian, there he is. Finally.
You found him. What's wrong?
He's gone.
What happened? Can you hear me?
How did you let him go? You let him
Just wait there. I'll find you.
Could you
Ok, donc je ne peux pas passer par là.
find him? This is your mission. Find him. You have to use everything you have and find him. Get him back.
Donc il y a une ouverture mais on voit que dalle.
How could you lose him?
Ça sert à pas grand chose du coup l'ouverture. Ok, bon, faut passer de l'autre côté, on est obligé, ok. Semble logique. Du coup, là, on a le symbole, du coup, avec une épée. D'accord. Bon, bah, on va à l'autre côté, du coup. Je vais sûrement me perdre, hein. Vu comment c'est sombre, je crois que je vais me perdre souvent là-dedans.
I'll find him.
Ah, petit problème de reflet, peut-être. Un petit peu. Alors attends,
Was that?
gauche, droite.
Did you hear that? Nothing. Was that voices? Is that his voice or the voice of the dead? Not Dillian. Dillian's calling to you.
Ok, est-ce que je peux allumer ça?
Where is he?
Je peux pas allumer ça,
Sounds like
ok.
he's getting further away.
Il y a que les petites torches que je peux allumer.
You lost him. You're going the wrong way. Are you lost and have you lost him? Where are you? Turn left. Turn right.
Ah,
This way.
l'histoire.
This way. Follow this way. Nothing.
Attends, mais j'ai complètement zappé plein de morceaux en fait. J'ai complètement marqué. J'ai 3 morceaux.
You remind me of a story that the Northmen tell about a young woman warrior. Her name is Herver, the daughter of a berserker, born after he was killed. She is a wild, willful child who teaches herself to fight with weapons. When she learns where her father is buried, her only desire is to reclaim the treasure buried with him, but above all, the sword, Tyrving.
Ok. Quoi d'autre? Parce que du coup, j'ai raté 3 histoires? Enfin, 3 morceaux d'histoire, putain. C'est énorme ça.
She has to keep going. It's not safe here. She has to keep going. If you go down there,
Non.
no one can save you. It's too scary.
Non. Oh bordel de merde.
You have to use your mind.
C'est ce genre de labyrinthe.
Failing. Find another way. Think. Focus. Use your mind. Where's he gone? He's disappeared.
Oh shit. Donc ne pas aller à droite, du coup.
Think clearly. You have to
À droite, du coup, c'est là où on est déjà allé. Mais c'est là où on est déjà allé, en fait, ici. Oh shit. C'est ce genre de labyrinthe. D'accord, bon, bah, on y va, hein. Ah putain. Ah putain, cette galère. J'entends, bon, c'est pas grave.
Herver disguises herself as a man to join a band of warriors, and soon becomes their leader. When they come to the island where her father is buried, her men do not want to go ashore. They say that evil haunts the island, and that it is a worse place by day than other places are by night. Fearless, she lands alone. There are many grave mounds, and all of them have ghostly flames burning over them. She comes to the grave mound of her father after passing through these ghostly fires, as though they were mist. The flames I passed through were real enough. Damn the Northmen to hell.
On va aller à gauche. Je sais pas du tout où je vais. D'accord. Donc c'est là où on est déjà allé, donc on va aller à droite pour voir. Plus de lumière, d'accord. Putain.
don't recognize it. Don't doubt yourself. You'll never find it. She doesn't recognize it. Yes, you do. You know where you. She doesn't. Listen for his voice. It's not him. It's not him. We told you.
C'est un piège, tu me dis?
It's a trick.
Donc c'est à droite, on va aller à gauche. Si on veut des bouts d'histoire. On va pas l'allumer lui.
Does everything look the same? Looks the same. Something's different. Look for clues. What is it?
Tout se ressemble. Bah ouais, tout se ressemble.
There's a clue.
Par là, du coup, ça veut dire que... Non, mais c'est exactement la même pièce en fait. Donc faut aller à droite. Faut bien suivre le truc. Du coup. Ok, donc là c'est fermé. On va aller à droite. Ah! On serait déjà passé par là?
That voice doesn't sound like Dillian. What's happening?
On ne reconnaît plus dit.
It's not
Ouais,
him, it can't be. What's that sound?
effectivement.
The voice is changing. What? That's not Dillian. That doesn't sound like Dillian.
Within the burial mound, Herver calls on her father to wake from death and bring her his sword. She says that it is not seemly for the dead in their grave mounds to bear valuable weapons. Her father answers with words of warning. You go to your doom. Baleful runes surround you. You have gone mad. You have lost your mind. Your thoughts are confused. It is dangerous to wake the dead. Like I said, she reminds me of you.
D'accord, donc là faut aller à gauche du coup. C'est ça. Donc faut bien suivre les voies, mais pas trop, parce que sinon bah tu oublies des morceaux d'histoire. C'est quoi cette voie là? C'est même plus humain ça. Ah,
Quiet. He wants me to find him. I'm lost without
ouais, on va le trouver, on va le trouver.
What's in there? What's in there? What is it? A secret room?
Non, non, on y est déjà allé.
How do you get in there?
that voice. It's not Dillian.
Non, c'est pas Dillian. Hein.
There has to be a way. Find a way. Listen, listen. Don't stop now. Don't give up now. Find a way. You're too close
Oh là
to
là.
stop. What's in there?
Par là? Ouh, les lumières rouges, c'est pas bon ça. Si y a une lumière rouge, c'est que c'est pas bon. Oh shit. Senua, oui, c'est moi. C'est moi, Senua. Pas un morceau d'histoire par là? Non. What the fuck? Ça c'est notre créature là, c'est même plus Dillian. Hein.
Dillian wants me to face my fears.
Ah.
Father? I'm leaving.
Ah putain, c'est décalé, fait chier. Pourquoi c'est décalé comme ça? Est-ce que c'est parce que c'est les graphismes? Je suis désolé, je mets sur pause, mais c'est juste parce que bah, je comprends pas pourquoi. Non, ça c'est bon, mais c'était juste le... distance de vue, ouais, faible. Texture élevée, on va mettre juste. Voilà.
I've decided. I think it will be good for me.
Ah non, par contre, ça va pas le faire, ça. Ça va pas le faire. Je suis désolé, mais là, je comprends pas pourquoi. Pourquoi ça fait ça, en fait? Pourquoi c'est décalé? Je sais pas. On va recharger, on va voir. Normalement, ça a rechargé. J'ai pas vu si ça avait chargé. On va recharger. Si on recommence tout, bah on recommence tout. Tant pis. Mais non, c'est pas possible en fait de faire ça. Pourquoi c'est décalé? Ah bah du coup faut tout refaire. Je suis désolé. Je suis désolé, il va falloir tout refaire, mais je comprends pas pourquoi c'est décalé. Enfin c'était pas comme ça hier.
Take the torch.
Ça fait chier ça.
Take it. This will help you.
C'est con qu'on puisse pas courir par contre dans cet endroit là. C'est con qu'on puisse pas courir. Oui allez vas-y. Vas-y.
Who's there?
C'est rien. T'inquiète, c'est rien. C'est à droite donc on va aller à
Dillian,
gauche.
I'm here. I'm here for the trials. Like when we
Non,
first
c'était pas.
met, remember?
Non c'était ça. Faut aller à droite puis à gauche. Ok c'est ça. Mais je comprends pas pourquoi c'est décalé du coup les voix et l'image. Lui, là.
Dillian, there he is. Finally.
You found him. What's wrong? What happened? Can you hear me?
Du coup, ça, on l'a vu.
Just wait there. I'll find you.
This is your mission. Find him. You have to use everything you have and find him. Get him back. He was just there. How could you lose him? How could she lose him? How could she? Find him.
Mais laissez-moi tranquille, arrêtez de me parler dans ma tête. Taisez-vous un peu. Laissez-moi tranquille.
I'll find him.
Là, c'est à droite ou à gauche?
What's that? Did you hear that? Nothing.
Et bonjour, Nix. Comment va?
These other voices dead.
C'est à droite, donc on va aller à gauche. Comment vas-tu, Nix?
Can you hear him? Where is he? He sounds like he's getting further away. Have you lost him? You're going the wrong way. Are you lost and have you lost him? Where are you? Tell me.
Senua, you remind me of a story that the Northmen tell about a young woman warrior.
Super.
Her name is
Ah, super.
the daughter of a berserker, born after he was killed. She's a wild, willful child who teaches herself to fight with weapons. When she learns where her father is buried, her only desire is to reclaim the treasure buried with him, but above all, the sword.
Terfin. Donc si je vais à gauche, voilà, c'est ça. Il y a un morceau d'histoire.
I can hear him.
Disguises herself as a man
Nickel.
to join a band of warriors.
Ah, quand les pétueuses de Dieu? Bientôt. On est au premier fragment.
When the
On
company
commence tout
island
juste
where
le
her father is
premier
buried,
fragment.
her men do not want to go ashore. They say that evil haunts the island, and that it is a worse place by day than other places are by
Ok, donc
night.
c'est à droite, donc on va aller à gauche.
Fearless, she lands alone.
Nickel, j'ai pas loupé
There are
trop
many
beaucoup.
grave mounds,
En fait, t'as juste
and
loupé
all
que
ghostly flames burning
les
over.
cinématiques sont décalées par rapport à...
She
Enfin,
comes
le
to
son
the
des
grave
cinématiques est
mound of
décalé
her
par rapport
father
à
after passing
l'image.
through those ghostly fires.
Donc je sais pas si
As
c'est
over
vraiment
the
raté, quoi. Du coup,
I passed through were real enough.
on a recommencé cet endroit-là.
To hell.
Voilà, c'est à droite, du coup. Obligé.
Think, focus.
Focus. Quoi, focus? Focus où? Focus.
You let him slip through your fingers once again. Think clearly. You have to recognize
Mais laissez-moi tranquille!
yourself. You'll never find it. She doesn't recognize it. Yes, you do. You know.
C'est à droite, donc faut aller à gauche.
Dillian, where are
Listen
you?
for his voice.
Dillian. She can't see everything look the same.
Je sais plus où est-ce qu'il y a le, justement le...
Something's different.
Look for clues.
What is it? What's different? There's a clue.
le fragment d'histoire.
Light the torch. Light it.
Alors c'est ça, faut aller à droite, du coup.
Light it.
Faut retourner en arrière. Moi, je suis perdu, moi, là. On avait réussi dès le début, mais là...
Where are we? She has no idea.
Je sais que je tourne en rond.
It's not him. We told you.
Non, c'est pas un piège, ne vous inquiétez
It
pas.
was a trick.
Encore un fragment, je crois. D'accord, donc ça c'est bon, on va tourner encore en rond si on veut par là. Donc on va suivre un peu ça. Là il y a une grille, donc à droite. Et là on a
Doesn't sound like
un morceau d'histoire, je crois.
happening. It's not him, it can't be.
C'est ça, c'est un autre morceau d'histoire.
Changing.
Within the burial mound, Herver calls on her father to wake from death and bring her his sword. She says that it is not seemly for the dead in their grave mounds to bear valuable weapons. Her father answers with words of warning. You go to your doom. Baleful runes surround you. You have gone mad. You have lost your mind. Your thoughts are confused. It is dangerous to wake the dead. Like I said, she reminds me of you.
Ah ouais. Effectivement, ça ressemble un peu à nous. Un petit peu. Mais pas trop non plus, quoi. Bon, j'espère que les cinématiques, du coup, vont se resynchroniser, parce que sinon, ça va pas le faire. Ça va être chiant.
Quiet. He wants me to find him.
Je le trop, je suis perdu sans lui. Ouais, mais si c'est pas lui, on fait comme un. On s'en a vu ça.
That voice. It's not Dillian.
On te l'a dit. Enfin, les voix te l'ont dit.
There's no way. Find a way. There has to be a way. Find a way. There's always a way. Don't stop now. Don't give up now. Find a way. You're too close to stop. It's in there.
C'est pas l'épée directement là? On aurait pu prendre cette épée et c'était bon. Ok, bon bah let's go. Bon allez, faut que ce soit synchronisé hein. Faut que ce soit synchronisé.
Dillian wants me to face my fears. Father,
Ah, c'est décalé, putain. C'est peut-être fait exprès, ouais.
I'm leaving. I've decided. I think it will be good for me.
It's the darkness. It's speaking through
No,
you.
Dad, it's me. I think I can beat it. In my own way.
I can see the darkness in your eyes, child.
I met a boy.
Boy.
The chieftain's son.
No.
He said he could help me.
It's a trick.
He said I could be normal.
Normal.
Yes.
No boy is going to save you. No one can. When they see the rot growing inside you,
No!
they will turn their back on you. The gods can only fix you through my hand. You're going nowhere.
Solo!
You will not defy the gods. Come, child, take my hand. Come. C'est-moi.
I am leaving!
You cannot escape the darkness. Your curse will make everyone suffer. You will have blood on your hands!
Je vais redémarrer le jeu, je pense que c'est ça. Celle-là, du coup, il n'y a que sur cette cinématique du coup qu'il y a eu ce bug là. Je comprends pas pourquoi. On attend juste la sauvegarde. Voilà.
You did it, but there's more.
On a eu la sauvegarde, j'ai redémarré le jeu. Parce que là, ça va pas en fait. Ou alors c'était juste cette cinématique qui était buggée. Et dans ce cas-là, pourquoi ils ont pas réparé le truc depuis? Ça me paraît bizarre. Alors du coup, son père, c'est un giga... Soit c'est ultra protecteur, soit vraiment c'est un connard fini quoi. Hop. Hop. C'est vrai, son père, on sait pas beaucoup sur lui. Hein. On sait pas grand-chose. Oui, allez, passe. Peut-être que c'était le chef du village, en fait. Ou un chaman. Ok, bon, on va continuer. Normalement, ça a chargé. Si on doit tout recommencer, par contre, ça va pas le faire. Ok, c'est tout bon. C'est tout bon. Pareil, s'il y a des petites saccades, des petits trucs comme ça qui va pas, n'hésitez pas. Marche pas. faut vraiment tous les fragments. Ah, je dois faire tout le tour? Je dois faire tout le tour? Ça fait chier par contre. Ou alors je peux passer par là. Oui, je peux passer par là. Voilà, ce sera plus rapide. On va faire ce fragment là, normalement. Et du coup, il me manque des morceaux? Attends, on va en faire les fragments, on va voir s'il n'y a pas des morceaux d'histoire un peu plus tôt. Ça me paraît bizarre quand même qu'on ait raté, on a fait tout le tour. C'est pour ça? Ah, sur le pont là-haut. Effectivement. Sur le pont. Je sais qu'il y a une sorte de pont là-bas qui est un peu écroulé. Bon, voilà, on va faire les petits bouts d'histoire qu'on a ratés hier. Petite saccade parce que ça charge la zone. Donc ouais, comme je disais juste avant que tu arrives, Nix, j'ai regardé la rediff et effectivement, c'est beaucoup plus beau sur la rediff. Alors du coup, ça c'était l'histoire de... Je sais même plus de quelle histoire c'était ça.
Sigmund's sister trades shapes with a sorceress, and in disguise, she lies with her own brother. She gives birth to a son named Sinfjotli. After a time, she sends him to the forest to Sigmund. He tests the boy and finds him strong and fearless, and so they go to take their vengeance on King Sigurd.
Ok. Des filles enterrées vivants. D'accord. Joyeux tout ça. Joyeux. Tout ça pour une épée. Chou la différence quand même. Bah ouais. C'est chelou. Du coup ouais, il y en a peut-être sur le pont là. Enfin ponton, ou plutôt ponton, hein, plutôt que pont. On va voir ça. Voilà.
As Sigmund and Sinfjotli are being buried alive, Sigmund's sister throws an armful of straw into the grave mound. Hidden in the straw is Sigmund's sword, the gift of Odin. They cut their way out of the grave mound and set fire to Sigurd's hall. The king burns to death. Sigmund calls to his sister to come out, so that she may live and be honored. She does come out, but only to tell him the truth. But she had slept with him, her brother, to beget a strong avenger. I am not fit to live, she says, and walks back into the fire. Strike vengeance from your heart, Senua, as there is always a heavy price to pay.
D'accord. Du coup, il nous en manque plus qu'un. C'est un peu comme ça à chaque niveau, hein. Il nous en manque à chaque fois un, juste pour finir l'histoire, mais on l'a pas. Du coup là, on peut pas parce qu'il faut quelque chose, sûrement l'épée. Ouais c'est ça, il nous faut l'épée, il y a le symbole sur le... Donc ça c'est vraiment la porte du boss. Ouais. Donc il nous faut l'épée, c'est pour ça, mais j'ai pas fait dans l'ordre. Hein. J'ai pas fait dans l'ordre du tout le truc. Pensant que justement ça c'était vers la fin. Enfin, oui, du coup, oui. Du coup, je suis pas passé par là du tout le premier coup. Mais du coup, il me manque quand même une partie. Où est-ce qu'elle serait, cette partie? On peut pas remonter là-bas, donc c'est pas par là. Donc c'est dans cette zone. Ça ouais, on l'a vu. C'est sûrement cette zone. Enfin c'est forcément cette zone. Mais alors où? Oh putain, mais pourquoi il y a des petits lacs comme ça? Je veux pas avoir des petits lacs. Sur les bateaux, non. Par là, peut-être. Ah bah, peut-être que c'est ça. Ou alors on l'a déjà vu, celui-là. Non, c'est ça, on l'avait raté. Ah,
And here is the end of
pourtant, je suis venu
Sigmund's
ici.
He was a fierce and great warrior who fought many battles. But one day, an old man came onto the battlefield. Although shadowed by a hood,
Ah,
Sigmund
Odin.
saw that he only had one eye. The man raised his spear, and Sigmund struck at it with his sword, but the sword shattered into pieces. Sigmund then knew that this was Odin, and thus that victory could not be his. He bowed his head and accepted his end. Dying, he tells his wife that she is with child, and that her son will one day make a great weapon out of the fragments of his sword. The sword named Gramr.
D'accord. Donc en gros, pour ceux qui n'ont pas suivi, qui sont un peu perdus, comme moi j'étais au début. En gros, pour ce niveau-là des histoires, c'est Odin a créé une épée qui donna à Sigmund ou Sigurd. Non, c'est Sigmund. Sigmund du coup, c'est une épée qui pouvait tuer les dieux, très puissante. Sauf qu'au moment de mourir, du coup, parce qu'il j'ai passé un peu le milieu, parce qu'il a fait des batailles, voilà, il y a eu des assassinats, des trucs comme ça. Au moment de mourir, Odin du coup vient récupérer son âme pour l'emmener au Valhalla. Donc ça, je me suis trompé, c'était pas le Asgard, c'était au Valhalla. Sauf qu'il veut pas mourir, donc il combat. Sauf que lui, il savait pas que c'était Odin. Odin, c'est l'homme, le vieil homme encapuchonné borgne, qui normalement a un corbeau ou deux sur l'épaule. Et donc il le frappe du coup avec son épée, sauf que Odin part, et comme c'est son épée, elle se brise, et comme c'est un dieu, elle se brise l'épée. Et là par contre je sais plus le nom de l'épée, tiens j'ai oublié. Mais bref, du coup avec les fragments, on peut constituer, reconstituer une nouvelle épée, Gramr, qui pourrait tuer les dieux. Voilà. Ce qu'on va faire nous. Du coup, on va faire ce fragment là. Et ensuite on fera l'autre. Let's go.
Northmen say that their Allfather, Odin, gave his eye in exchange for a drink from Mimir's well, the well of wisdom. In blindness, there can be wisdom. Only by giving can you receive in return. For this reason, I give my life and pass on my stories of the Northmen to you, Senua.
C'est ça, c'est exactement ça, Nix. Mais du coup là, c'est raccourci parce que sinon bah voilà, il nous faudrait des heures et des heures juste pour l'histoire. Mais oui, c'est trop bien. C'est bien. C'est synchronisé.
Can you hear me? I'm right here. Can't you see me?
Help me.
Breathe slow.
It's the darkness.
Stay still. Empty your thoughts. Tell me what you feel.
The breeze.
Good. Then there is a way out.
I can't tell where it comes from.
Yes, you can.
Par là, une sortie.
The others. The voices. They've gone.
I'm still here.
It's so quiet. So dark.
It's okay. Listen to your own breath. Feel it rise and fall. Good. Be aware of everything you hear and feel. Let your senses guide you.
parle pas beaucoup pour vous laisser profiter de l'ambiance un peu.
I think I'm somewhere else now. The breeze has gone.
Use all of your senses. Let the world speak to you. What do you hear?
I hear water.
Go to it.
I've reached the water.
Good. That's your way out. Follow it upstream.
I'm so sorry. I thought I left this all behind.
Don't be sorry. It's not your fault.
He was right. It's inside of me. It won't let me go.
Senor, my father, he taught me that the hardest battles are fought in the mind, not the soul. You're no coward. You proved that to me in the warrior trials. This is just another battle. You can beat it.
This isn't your battle. You don't have to help me.
I want to. Besides, you are going to be a great warrior one day. We need people like you.
Ok, des cadavres un peu
I'll
partout.
do my best.
What the fuck?
I know what you're thinking. He's not really here. It seems there's no escaping the past in this place. And so she's forced to relive it. To what end?
There's a waterfall. I can't go on this way.
Then look for another way.
There is a
Tell me
house.
what you find.
I don't know what's inside.
Don't be afraid.
Tilly, there's something in here.
Do you see it?
No.
Then it cannot see you. Quietly move past it, one step at a time.
Oops.
It's not following me.
Leave it behind and keep moving forwards.
The fuck is that shit? What the fuck? Sérieusement, c'est quoi ça? Au secours. D'accord. Bon, bah, on continue. Alors.
I think I'm in a house. It stinks of death.
Ah,
Darkness is testing you, but you are in control.
ah.
A well. There's a well.
Don't turn back. We're getting close.
Mais non. Ah ouais, dans l'eau.
Delia,
La sortie.
help me.
Bordel de merde. What the fuck?
Delia, is that you? I can see a light.
Yes, I can see you too.
Alors, ce jeu traite de troubles mentaux. Mais alors, si t'as un trouble mental comme ça, et qui se caractérise par ça, je le veux pas. Hein. Enfin, de manière générale, je ne veux aucun trouble mental. Mais là, non. C'est bien... bien horrible le truc.
She could spend hours, days even, trapped within herself, in the dark.
Cette dépression. C'est horrible.
You see me?
Yes.
Your eyes were open, but you were gone.
And when it finally let her go, she could be anywhere, with no memory of how she got there.
When it comes for me, I have no power over it.
But here, for the first time, someone was there to help.
But I heard your voice. You brought me back.
You found your own way back. All you needed was a little help. A little hope.
Waouh. Ah, mais j'ai pas vu que t'avais les symboles. Donc là, c'est... Donc là, c'était le fait on perd la vue. Je veux voir quand même l'autre symbole. Enfin, de toute façon, on repassera devant, donc... je veux voir le symbole que c'est, là. Du coup, on a un petit indice de l'épreuve qu'on a. Waouh! Putain, ils ont bien retransmis. Alors, je sais pas ce que c'est, du coup, comme trouble mental, ou si c'est un trouble mental, d'ailleurs. Je sais pas ce que ça pourrait être. Alors, du coup, ça... Ah, on n'a pas le symbole à l'avance, on le sait après. Ok.
I want to tell you a story about a god of the Northmen called Balder,
Ah, Balder.
the second son of Odin. He was beautiful, good, and wise. He was fair of feature, he spoke fair words, he gave fair judgments. Light shone from him. Only good things were told of him. Yet he was the first of the gods to die.
Voilà, les blagues. Oh! ce jeu est magnifique. C'est magnifique. Pour l'instant, il n'y a pas de cinématique. Un visage.
What does it see? Get closer.
Ah ouais, d'accord.
You fail again. Where are we? What is this? It's the same. It's another world.
Oh, on a la possibilité de passer d'un monde à l'autre. D'accord,
Can we stay?
d'accord,
Let's
ok.
stay here.
On va rester dans ce monde-là, il est beaucoup plus chaleureux, beaucoup plus beau, j'ai l'impression. Bah oui,
It's not
c'est vivant.
It's fixed.
Ce monde il est réparé, bah voilà.
Bridge is fixed.
On va rester là-dedans, c'est bien. Bon, j'imagine que là, la porte elle est pétée. Parce que là, du coup, je peux pas passer vu que c'est bloqué.
Dillian, don't forget. You can feel it.
Ok.
You need the runes.
Eh mais attends,
You need Dillian.
je me demande,
He's waiting for you.
est-ce que c'est pas
Always said he would.
le symbole...
He's close.
Ah putain, je sais même pas si c'est ça.
Feels close.
Il me semble que c'est le symbole que Gandalf grave sur la porte de Bilbon.
Dillian, we're here. Dillian.
Mais à vérifier.
Here.
Ça vérifie. Alors du coup... Faudrait que je trouve... quelque chose... Bah sûrement dans les trucs cassés. Donc faut revenir d'un coup dans l'autre... dans l'autre monde. Je sais plus à quel ressemble, à quoi ressemble justement ce truc là. Peut-être vers le bas mais je sais plus. Non c'est ça, c'est ça. Voilà. Alors est-ce qu'il y a quelque chose? Je pense que c'est là-dedans. Ah non. Alors où exactement?
The gate is open. Go through.
Qu'y a-t-il derrière la
Go through
porte?
it. It's dangerous.
On va voir ça.
What's behind the gate? Where will it take you? It's not safe.
It's not safe.
Dillian, there he is. There he is. What are you waiting for? Quick, find a way. Find him. Go for him. Where is he? Where's he gone? We're in the wrong world. He's not here.
D'accord.
She's in the wrong world. He's not in this world. He's in the other one. He's in the other one. He's in the dark world. The dark. The dark world.
The world once seemed so simple. Black and white. Darkness and light. Narrow dividing lines of our own making. Dillian taught her to see further. To peek through the cracks and see the worlds of colour stretching away from the gloom. And Senno explored new paths into the unknown.
Baldur dreams of his own death, and the gods fear for his life. So Baldur's mother makes everything in the world: fire, water, iron, stone, earth, wood, beasts, birds, serpents, poison, sickness. Swear an oath not to harm her son. One by one, they each make their vow. Neither weapons nor wood will injure him, Baldur's mother boasts. Only Loki, father of Hela, the mistress of death, is not amused.
D'accord.
Do you remember him whispering in your ear?
Donc on va voir l'autre porte également. C'est assez simple comme énigme. Maintenant on va retourner dans l'autre monde. Et on va passer par la porte principale du coup. Ce pont est cassé, donc il faut passer par là.
Do you know? Was it worth
Que
it?
se passe-t-il?
You're still alive and Dillian's dead. Doesn't deserve to be dead. How does that make you feel?
Fuck is that? J'ai entendu un bruit qui me rassurait pas trop. Ah, d'accord. On va retrouver le bon sens du coup.
There he is. Where are you taking us?
On va y monter. T'inquiète. On va trouver, on va trouver.
There's a way. There is a way up there.
Voilà. Maintenant que je sais que ces fragments-là, il faut les assembler. C'est beaucoup plus logique du coup. Ah ok. Du coup la porte est ouverte. J'entends des bruits qui me rassurent pas trop. Hein. Ok, donc faut passer par là-bas. Mais... faut trouver aussi du coup les...
She thought she had light within her when she left. She is pure
Ok.
darkness.
Years had passed since she left her father. She
Ah oui.
tried hard alongside her friend, Dillian. She saw things no one else could. Patterns, shapes,
Your curse has claimed Dillian.
an intuition that made her an exceptional warrior.
He was kind.
Friendship turned to love. But the shadow of darkness never let her go, and she was caught between two worlds. That of Zinbel
Dans le coin je peux trouver ça.
and Dillian.
Ah,
A future,
d'accord.
two
Ça c'est bon.
realities, tearing at her soul.
Time just delayed
Peut-être monter.
by minutes. What does she think she's doing?
Mais ouais, c'est ultra intéressant. La culture viking est tellement riche.
They mean nothing.
C'est un truc de fou. T'as toujours des liens entre tout le truc.
The gods are just What if the gods are laughing at her?
Messing with her.
It wouldn't be this.
Be the first time.
Nobody will love her. Can you remember?
Non? Non, bon, c'est pas par ça. C'est pas par là du coup. Ah bah, là tout simplement.
Dillian undoes the curse.
What does it
Mais non,
feel
mais-
like to feel a love
Ah, c'est
sister?
dans l'autre sens. D'accord. Donc il faut que je passe de l'autre côté.
You had that loved
Non?
her, squashed into strength. The curse cannot be
Ok. Voilà.
strangled him. Have no time for
Donc ils nous disent d'aller là-bas, mais on peut pas pour l'instant. Ok.
it's all part of their game.
They've set you trials to distract you.
They've set you up and now they're going to
Ok, donc il me reste plus que l'autre. Mais l'autre, comment je l'atteins? Là est toute la question. Comment j'atteins l'autre du coup?
closer to Dillian.
Est-ce que je peux atteindre ça en passant par là? Non.
Get in the way.
If they are just to tire you out, to make you weak.
Du coup, ouais, il faut que ce soit inversé. Faudrait que je passe de l'autre côté. Comment je passe de l'autre côté? Ah bah tout simplement. Putain, je suis trop con en fait. J'ai pas vu qu'il y avait un chemin qui pouvait aller directement à droite. Ah là là.
The gods feast and rejoice, and amuse themselves by throwing spears and stones at Balder, striking at him with sword and axe. But he comes to no harm, whatever they do. The gods never cease to wonder at this great marvel. But Loki shapes himself into a woman and asks Balder's mother, "Is it really true that all things promise to keep him safe?" "I did not ask the mistletoe," Balder's mother confesses. "I thought it was too young." Oh dear.
Ok, j'ai compris.
Believe that she was cursed.
contre là j'ai l'impression d'être retourné sur Uncharted. Avec ces genres de bâtiments en ruine. Et des énigmes à trouver pour ouvrir d'autres portes.
You have no chance for love now.
Nobody will love you again.
Ever again. You can.
Du coup là il n'y a pas, voilà c'est ça, tant qu'il faut. Hop, on vient là,
He was the only one that really
on repasse le temps.
did love her. What if this is pointless?
Voilà.
What are you doing?
Et du coup on va voir Dillian.
Why did you think you could make this work? You keep seeing runes. You see runes
Est-ce qu'il faut passer dans l'autre monde du coup?
everywhere. What if they're not
Ouais, faut
real?
passer.
What if
Ok.
they don't actually make sense?
Oui c'est ça, faut passer dans l'autre monde pour pouvoir repartir.
But really, the gods are playing with
Ok, je suis obligé d'être à
It
côté.
makes sense in your mind, but it doesn't make sense. Worlds, the gods, but it doesn't mean anything. Darkness is swallowed you don't understand. Symbols. You're wasting time. You're cursed. You succeed.
Et du coup là je suis obligé de redescendre. C'est bien ça. On prend la porte et on va sur le pont.
You have blood on your hands. You are guilty. You always lie. Was it worth it?
Allez. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça du coup? Ah. L'apôtre. Mais on sait qu'il faut venir, ouais, on sait. Mais on va peut-être tomber là, c'est humide, on va peut-être glisser et tout ça quoi.
Dillian never much cared for the underworld and looked dimly upon the druids
Tu vas y arriver.
like her father, Zinbel.
You can do it.
I guess he took after
do.
his father, a chieftain who believed nothing he couldn't see, and he happened to be blind. She felt safe
Non,
in
non, non, non,
Dillian's
penche pas,
arms,
penche pas, penche pas.
and to see the world through his eyes. Slowly, the darkness that had bound her so tightly began to unravel.
Voilà. Très bien.
It's a narrow bridge. And there's a long way to fall.
Ouais, copain. J'arrive. Quoi? Est-ce que tu veux qu'on saute? J'ai pas compris. Pourquoi?
Senua, your father cannot understand your darkness. He cannot see through your eyes. No one can. My own father was born blind. Doesn't have the faintest idea of what the night looks like. The word dark to him means as little as the word light. So someone is afraid of the dark. Should we fix them by taking away their sight? But you give up the beautiful world. You, and only you, can see just to be rid of your nightmares. Or is this the price you pay for the gift you have? A gift that makes you so special in my eyes. Just another part of the person I know.
Intéressant.
I left for the wilds to protect you from my darkness. Because I love you. But it made it worse. I'm so sorry.
Killing you would be too easy. They're taking your memories to torture you. They're taking you from the inside. You're disappearing one memory at a
D'accord.
time. Every time you
On a
remember,
encore
it
un
disappears.
fragment du coup.
Take everything.
Il me semblait qu'on en avait que 3.
They're gonna take everything you have. The memories of ghosts. They belong to the gods.
Du coup, je vais voir juste avant
They're eating you from the
le,
inside. They want to kill your soul.
le fragment qu'on a fait là-bas.
They want your body. They want your soul. They want your
Non, il n'y a pas
mind.
qu'un fragment qu'on avait
To
fait.
take it. The memories were
Si, voilà.
yours, but they're the
Ici.
gods now. Nothing is yours anymore.
Et juste avant,
Disappearing with your memories.
on va voir ce fragment du coup, le symbole qu'il y a dessus. Juste par simple curiosité. C'est quoi le symbole? J'arrive pas à voir ce que c'est. C'est des nuages? Nuages ou des pierres? J'arrive pas à voir. Après, on était dans un labyrinthe, donc qu'est-ce que ça pourrait être? Je sais pas du tout ce que ça pourrait être comme symbole. Alors du coup, il ne nous reste plus qu'un seul fragment à faire. Et ce sera bon. Normalement. Ah mais j'ai pas mis ma caméra, bah, de toute façon je vais l'enlever là direct, donc... ça sert à rien.
I saw once a plague strike northern lands of ice. It was so terrible that not the oldest man among us could remember the like. Hundreds died. The sickness took nearly every person younger than 40 and many older. And where dying mothers gave birth, the marks of the plague were on the babes as they came out of the womb.
Where are we? I don't like it. This place feels... It doesn't feel right. This place feels...
What is this place?
creepy.
Oh là là, direct. Un marais.
It feels strange.
Un marais.
Where is it? Where are we?
Génial.
This is wrong. This has to be wrong. This place stinks. There he is. There he is.
Gillian, la lumière dans la maison.
Go towards it.
He's in the house.
Okay.
He's going in.
He's disappearing.
Follow him.
Don't let him disappear.
The air.
Where's it gone? Keep going.
How do you find it?
Ah, c'est ça.
It's a test. Like the old warrior trials. Dorian will help me.
On l'espère.
The stench of rot. She can almost taste it. Do you smell it? No. Don't worry. Not everyone can. It was a warm spring day when she went to the river with Dillian and the others. But the water. She could taste the rot. But no one else could. She knew something was wrong, something sinister. She begged them to leave, but they just laughed at her. But soon enough, as the bodies piled up, no one was laughing. And they knew that she was not like them.
You must. You have to get to the house. You have to find Dillian.
Oui. Faut que je puisse refaire le pont. Reformer le pont. Ah bah voilà, faut que je monte en fait. Je dois faire le tour et monter du coup. Ah. Voilà. Les portes magiques. Non? Ah si. Voilà. On repasse derrière la porte magique. Ah tiens. On a arrêté plein d'histoires.
Speak of a death moon, a light shaped like a half
B de M, on
moon
a
that
perdu.
appears inside a house and goes around the walls. I once saw the death moon appear at a farm, and first the shepherd died, then a guest died, and then the farm hands, and then the farmer and 6 of his men drowned at sea. That is not the end of it, because the dead return to haunt the living. If you see the death moon, then beware. Because there will be death in that house.
Ah oui, d'accord. Je suis juste con. Du coup, la porte est ouverte, du coup, on repasse derrière l'arche. Alors, du coup, on a raté des histoires, mais dans des endroits que je ne peux plus accéder. Parce que c'est dans les autres épreuves. Donc, on aurait dû trouver dans les autres épreuves, du coup, des histoires. Ce que j'ai pas trouvé, du coup. Bah alors. Voilà. Ouais. J'ai réussi. Du coup... Ouais. Donc on a raté plein de morceaux d'histoire, mais c'est pas grave. Tant pis. Je sais même plus de quoi ça parlait. Si, il y avait les grandes guerrières qui parlaient aussi dans le labyrinthe. Un truc du genre. Oulala. Oulala. Il y a autre chose par là. Ah ouais. Donc là c'est la peste.
Come to me.
Tu où?
Where are you?
I'm here. I'm right here.
Are you in there? Come out if you are.
Where is he? Find him. You have to find him. The runes. Focus.
Je vais trouver, je vais trouver.
Dillian!
Oh!
They're coming for me!
It's close. It's close. Move away. Run! Run now!
What should I do?
Go towards it. Focus. Focus. Focus.
Focus, focus. C'est bon, on a focus. Il faut partir. Non, pas par là. Ah merde! Je suis pas mort? Ah bah si, je suis mort. What the fuck? Mais qu'est-ce que... Au secours! Oui, je dois aller trouver ces trucs-là, rapidement. À droite peut-être.
There it is. It's close. It's close. Move away. Someone move away. You'll die. Let it see it. It is. Go towards it. Run. Focus. Focus. Focus.
Bah alors, c'est bon.
Find one more. One done. Find the other symbol. You're lost. Look at you. Where is he?
Where are you?
Il est là-bas. What the fuck, faut aller par où? Secours! C'est bon, et du coup faut que je retourne là-bas. Vite. Vite. Ouais, faut que je me dépêche, je me dépêche. À droite. Ah, voilà. C'est bon? Allez vite, à la porte. Pas par là. Pas par là. C'est par là. Vite. Vite. C'est bon. GG Nix. Ça y est.
Senua. What happened?
They're blaming me for the plague. They say that I'm cursed. What if they're right?
How would they know such a thing? Are they gods? None of us are. They're just people. Good people, but they're scared. They're afraid of what they can't see. Like children scared of the dark. They make up stories to fill the void. That doesn't make them true.
What if my father was right?
You have to step out of this darkness. Let them see who you really are, like I have. You're not a monster.
Without you, this darkness has made me a monster.
Bon. Eh bien, nous avons fini. Il ne nous reste qu'à aller chercher l'épée.
With Gramr reforged, you will have Odin's blessing to walk, a goddess, into the halls of Helheim and challenge Hela
Ça, c'est cool.
as an equal.
So Dillion was helping me. And the sword will lead me to him. Like when we first met.
Dillion gave her the strength to pass the warrior trials, and she saw a way out. To leave her past behind and become a warrior in Dillion's clan.
The sword is tainted by the gods of darkness. Leave it.
He left it here. He wants me to take it.
You will pay a price for this.
Ah.
But years later, with Zinbel's parting words still haunting her, the darkness came back with a vengeance. The plague.
Dillion?
Everyone suffered.
My father was not supposed to die like this.
Do you see it clearly now, Senua? The suffering you've caused.
This is your fault. You brought this plague to us. You have blood on your hands.
They're coming for you now.
They're coming.
Ok, combat. Oh.
Hold your heavy strike. Hold it. Hold the heavy strike. Hold it. Unleash the sword. How does she feel?
Yeah. Allez, hop là.
Finish this. There's nowhere to run to.
In the sea of corpses, the corpse waved through
Oh là
itself
là.
over the ones I loved.
What the
The
fuck?
ship broke up under them. The ship that had sailed from the land of shining fields. Their memorial
laissez-moi
stone
tranquille.
a secret.
Non, 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 non,
Come
non, non.
not here in the sun. Come not with a sword. Come not crying over a naked corpse. Come not with disturbed mind.
Fuck.
She's lost. She's lost.
Do you hear the suffering, Senua? Does your precious gift of sight let you see the souls that rot here in this sea of corpses? Do you feel the blood running cold on your skin? Do you hear their endless cries? Do you smell their putrid wounds? They were once brothers, sisters, and loved ones. Look at what you have done to them. All because you were a coward, because you ran from your curse instead of facing it. When you turned your back on the father Zinbel, you turned your back on the gods, and let the darkness wreak havoc on your people. Why must they pay for your heresy?
La musique. Merde. Esquive. Faut le pas esquiver. Oh, l'ambiance, c'est incroyable. Juste, je m'enlève juste. C'est incroyable, juste l'ambiance. Je coupe même mon micro, juste pour vous faire profiter. Trop bien.
Finish this! End it now!
Oups. On recommence. Là, par contre, c'est compliqué. Je vous l'avoue, c'est très très compliqué le combat.
Hear the suffering, Senua. Does your precious gift of sight let you see the souls that rot here in this sea of corpses? Do you feel the blood running cold on your skin? Do you hear their endless cries? Do you smell their putrid wounds? They were once brothers, sisters, and loved ones. And look at what you have done to them. All because you were a coward, because you ran from your curse instead of facing it. When you turned your back on your father Zinbel, you turned your back on the gods and let the darkness wreak havoc on your people. Why must they pay for your heresy?
C'est trop dur. Je donne tout ce que j'ai, mais c'est ultra dur à faire. Putain, et puis t'as la pourriture qui m'envahit. Oh la vache, c'est compliqué. J'ai changé juste la difficulté parce que c'est pas possible en fait. C'est vraiment trop compliqué. Je mets en facile parce que là c'est pas possible en fait.
Do you hear the suffering, Senua? Does your precious gift of sight let you see the souls that rot here in this sea of corpses? Do you feel the blood running cold on your skin? Do you hear their endless cries? Do you smell their putrid wounds? They were once brothers, sisters, and loved ones. And look at what you have done to them. All because you were a coward, because you ran from your curse instead of facing it. When you turned your back on your father Zinbel, you turned your back on the gods and let the darkness wreak havoc on your people. Why must they pay for your heresy?
Simple en facile. C'est plus satisfaisant.
Do you hear, Senua? Do you hear the voice of your mother, Galina? She calls for you, Senua. Go to her. Answer her pitiful call.
her life and it will take yours. It's taking further and further.
Mother! I need you! Help me!
You're both dead. You both surrendered to the voices.
Your dear beloved mother was powerless against the darkness when it came forth. She too had a sight. She too doubted the gods and let the darkness infest her. But she didn't run. She escaped the only way she knew how. She gave her life to the gods. If only you had done the same, the world would have been spared this horror. It's not too late. She's calling for you. Why don't you join her?
Fergus is coming back. Finish this!
End it now.
fight on. Maybe you too will suffer with your brethren in this rot and let your blood seep into the seas and the rivers of hell. Isn't that what you deserve after all you've done? Give the darkness what it wants, let it swallow your soul and destroy all that you are. Why are you fighting for someone who is already dead? Just look around you. What hope is there for him, even if his soul could be rescued? Do you think he will thank you for what you have done to him, to his friends, to his father?
Waouh. L'ambiance est incroyable. Je le répète, c'est trop bien.
You're both dead. You both surrendered to the voices. The darkness has taken you. Galena and Senua. Galena and Senua. You are lost. There's nothing you can do. You're dead. You're both dead. Mother and daughter dead in the sea of corpses.
I can't fight it anymore. Not on my own. Where are you, Mother? I want to be with you.
That night, she gave up on her world to follow in the footsteps of her mother, to go to a place where the darkness couldn't reach her.
Senua, look at me.
Do you hear them? They're calling for me.
We've lost so many. And I've lost my father. I can't lose you.
You said it. I have blood on my hands.
I didn't say that. You've done nothing wrong.
Symbol was right. Everyone will suffer.
Zimbel is a fake. He is a hateful, bitter liar. He's poison. And his words still haunt you. Who do you trust? Him? Or me? Do you still believe in me, Senua? In us? Come back to me. Please. Don't let this darkness come between us.
The hardest battles are fought in the mind. He gave her the sword with which to fight in more ways than one. And she gave him her word, never to surrender. All she needed was a little help. A little hope.
juste... Waouh, musique, l'ambiance, tout était parfait. Bon, les combats étaient compliqués, donc j'ai baissé la difficulté. Mais en même temps, je voulais pas de la difficulté. Hein. Clairement, là, je vais laisser en facile pour que juste on kiffe juste tout ce qui est autour. Parce que les combats, c'est le point faible de ce jeu. Là, c'est vraiment le gros point faible du jeu. C'est la musique, c'est les combats. Parce que c'est répétitif, c'est les mêmes choses. Il n'y a pas beaucoup de types d'ennemis. Heureusement, sinon ce serait encore plus compliqué. Mais c'est répétitif, quoi, c'est dommage. Genre vraiment répétitif. Je peux passer par là, putain. Senua. Focus, focus.
We're back. We found her. We found you. We thought it was. Where have you been? Here she is. Don't worry. We're here to help you. You don't have to do this on your own anymore. You need us. We were worried. We're here to help you. You need us.
Alors si je veux faire une note du coup comme pour Alien Isolation, ce sera un 18 pour l'instant. Un point en moins pour les combats et un point en moins pour les certains lags de temps en temps. Sinon, incroyable.
Just up there. Listen to us. Sit. Shall we tell her where to go? Shall we? Does she know which way to look?
Taisez-vous, vous m'énervez. La ferme. Taisez-vous, vous servez à rien. À part à me dire qu'il y a un ennemi qui attaque par derrière, c'est tout. Taisez-vous. Taisez-vous. Oui, je sais qu'il y a une porte. Merci, tu es avec moi, c'est bien, c'est cool. Taisez-vous. Taisez-vous. Encore une porte. Là, du coup, on s'apprête à combattre Hela, la déesse de la mort et du monde. C'est bien, c'est génial. C'est l'avant-dernier chapitre du coup.
Son of Sigmund, no less. Born after his father's death, Sigurd is cared for by the dwarf Rain. But Rain does not love the boy. Instead, he plans to use him for his own ends. You see, Rain's father possessed a great treasure given to him by the gods. But Rain's brother, Fafnir, killed his father and took the gold all for himself. Fafnir hid the treasure out on a heath and could not leave it. And from the evil in his heart, he turned into a dark creature. A dragon.
N'ouvre pas la porte, n'approche pas.
A great beast guards Helheim. Gramr is its name, and it knows you are here, Senua. It can smell your stink.
C'est pas vrai, je pue pas.
What are you afraid of, Senua? How will you say Dillion if you are too much of a coward to step into the shadows?
They can't stop me.
Then do it! The beast is stalking you from the shadows. Your sword is useless here.
D'accord. D'accord. Bon, bah let's go. D'accord. Non plus. On va aller par là. Boss inbound. Ouais, clairement. Ah mais c'est chaud hein. C'est vraiment chaud hein. Du coup je sais pas exactement où est-ce qu'il faut que j'aille. Est-ce que c'est tout droit? Si c'est tout droit, c'est nul. Bah ok, bah, c'était pas par là. Putain, putain. Oh, c'est terrible. Bon, on va aller tout droit du coup. On va aller tout droit. Oh putain, mais c'est terrible comme ambiance. Tellement flippé. Ah putain, par contre, ouais, faut que j'évite de mourir comme un con comme ça. Allez, fuis. Fuis. Cours plus vite.
The beast is stalking you from the shadows. Your sword is useless here.
Allez, cours. Fuis dans la lumière. Ah putain.
The beast is still here. No. It's a trick.
Mother, do you hear that?
Don't fall for it.
It's me, Senua. So loud.
It's not her.
So full of hate.
It's a trap.
Just want to help them. Tell me what to do. Your father wants them to go away. And he only hurts me to silence them. But he's gone now. They always come back. He says I will die if I go with them. They say that I'm already dead. No, they want me with them. Stop! That's why they crawl through the walls. Don't listen. Do you see them? Do you see their faces? He's coming. Senua, help me! Help! Get me out of here! Don't go! Where has she gone? She's disappeared again. She shouldn't be here. She escaped the darkness.
Ah putain, faut 3 trucs.
She took her own life to escape it.
She can't remember when it started. When her mother
Génial.
lost her smile.
Est-ce que je peux allumer ça?
Her eyes
Ouais, je peux allumer ça,
gazing
très bien.
past her towards a world she
C'est bon
could
signe
not
du coup.
see. This is what happens if you reach for the underworld, he said. It was a lot to take in for a child. And the first time she felt the cold chill of fear. I don't talk much about her father.
Je sais pas où je vais.
I suppose I just didn't want to risk upsetting her. But it doesn't matter now, does it?
Go out. She can do it. She can't do it.
Ah,
The light's gone out.
ah par contre.
Run! Get through it as quick as you can. The panic is here.
C'est chaud. C'est chaud, c'est chaud. Allez, go. Ah, je peux rallumer ma torche du coup? Ou j'ai perdu complètement ma torche? Ah non, j'ai perdu ma torche. Ah merde. Les voix me disent de rester ici. Moi je suis plutôt d'accord, je vais rester ici, je suis bien là, la lumière. Allez, allez, allez. Putain. Quoi?
She will. She has to make it.
Faut que j'aille là-bas. Allez, 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 allez. Du coup là-bas il y avait quelque chose à voir? Putain. Allez, on retourne là-bas. Qu'est-ce que j'ai à voir du coup? Il n'y a pas de lumière là-bas. Bon allez, on va par là puis on retournera si, s'il faut. Ah, parfait, une torche. Ah, une torche. Parfait. Bon, sauf si elle peut souffler la torche, et donc là, c'est de la merde.
Where is it? Now you're free to search.
On va tout allumer. Putain. Arrêtez de faire des bruits comme ça. Je veux pas. Arrêtez de faire des bruits comme ça. Ah, là. Voilà. Non, pas cool, non, effectivement, c'est pas trop cool, là. Oh, putain. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a par là? Ah, bah, il y a un bout d'histoire.
Rain the dwarf's sole desire is to possess this dragon's accursed treasure, and he uses Sigurd to reclaim it. He tells Sigurd the story of Fafnir's gold, and the good-hearted hero promises to slay the dragon if Rain would forge a strong sword for him. Sigurd remembers that his father once possessed a sword given to him by Odin. Odin broke the sword to bring about Sigmund's death, but Sigurd's mother still has the pieces. And so Rain reforges the fake sword. Sigurd uses the sword first to avenge his father, and then he and Rain go in search of Fafnir.
Donc je peux monter aussi. Y a-t-il une utilité? Une porte, ouais. Casse-toi, la bête. Je sais pas ce que tu es, je sais pas à quoi tu ressembles, mais tu fais peur. Je peux pas allumer ça? Ah putain. J'aimerais allumer un truc là. Ah voilà, ici. Voilà l'ombre. Ah. This place.
It reminds her of the isolating, suffocating darkness that she lived through as a young
Ok, on est revenu au milieu.
Imprisoned in her own world. The faces in the dark, coming through the walls. She once thought everyone could see them. That's what children say all the time, isn't it? That there are monsters in the dark. By the time she realized that only she could see them, her father, Zinbel, could see the monster in her.
Ça c'est là où on vient. On va trouver. Du coup le dernier. On va aller par là pour voir. Ah peut-être par là. What the fuck? What the fuck? Merde, je peux pas. Parce que... Mais putain, j'ai bloqué! Mais j'ai bloqué? Esquive, 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 esquive. Esquive.
Go anywhere without your light. Take the torch and move. The blood.
On va allumer ça.
She's lighting the torch. It's not gonna help her. She's lighting the fire. Do you think you can keep away from the shadows if you left?
Ah, faut que je monte, il y aura peut-être le symbole au sol.
You're wrong.
On va tout allumer. Je pense que c'est ça, hein. Je pense que c'est le symbole qui est au sol là. On va voir ça en montant. Voilà.
There it is. You have all the runes.
Do you feel it? The beast is crawling into your mind, searching for weakness. It found your mother and used her to trap you in here.
Did you see her die? I don't remember. I was only 5. They told me she escaped the darkness, that she's with the gods. But what if they lied? What if the darkness took her and trapped her here?
Go through the door. The door's open. It's open. We'll have to go through. She can get her mother out. Our mother doesn't.
It's a trap. The beast is coming.
Oh putain! Oh shit! Cours, 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 cours! Cours, 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 cours! Cours à la lumière, cours à la lumière, cours à la lumière! Oh putain! Mais non mais c'est pas possible! Oh bordel! Non! Saute! Le seul moyen c'est de sauter.
Without his head, he will never bring his soul back. His fate is sealed. Now it can see you at your weakest. The time you suffered as a child at the hands of your father Zindo while you pined for Dillion. Do you remember that darkness, Senua? The beast is bringing it back.
Mother, why did you leave me? This darkness, it's spreading. Father's keeping me away from the others. Away from Dillion. I won't give up. I'm not going to rot in here. I'm going to find Dillion.
Bon, alors comment faire? Donc elle a fait tomber la tête de Dillion. Donc on est dans la merde quoi. Bon, ça va, c'est large. Obligé de regarder comme ça, de marcher comme ça. Ah, bien, une torche. Ça va être utile ça.
Keep going. Stick the light.
Bien.
The beast is down there. No. She knows the beast is
Bon, du coup, on sait que la bête peut
He's always
complètement dégager des lumières. Quoi. Donc pas cool.
You can feel him. Be careful. She needs to find Dillion. She needs to find him.
Du coup, ça ressemblait un peu à un... soit un phacochère, soit je sais pas, une bête difforme, je sais pas ce que c'était. Y'a pas de petite lumière là? Je peux allumer? Oh chier. Voilà.
It's nearly over.
Et non.
Don't give up.
Non, tu n'auras pas. Tu resteras pas dans les ombres. Oh putain. La lumière, la lumière. Elle est où la lumière? Ouais. Est-ce qu'on peut allumer quelque chose là du coup? Non? Oh là là. Focus. ER. Faut trouver un R. Bon, bah, c'est pas par là. Dans l'autre sens, vu d'en bas. Vu d'en bas, je pense. Voilà. Du coup, est-ce qu'il y a quelque chose par là? Non, il n'y a rien de plus. Oh non. Ah. Et si tu mettais ta torche juste en dessous de toi et que tu bloquais pour pas qu'il y ait de l'eau dessus? Non? Bon allez, on court. On court. On prend la lumière. Ok. Est-ce qu'on a raté quelque chose du coup là-haut? Non? Non, ça va.
He was trying to save her from the darkness. Zimbel was right. Zimbel was trying to save her from the darkness. But she was. And now everyone.
Oh là là.
She should have known. She should have. Why doesn't she learn? Why will she learn?
Encore une porte. Ouais, c'est Nua, c'est mon nom, ouais. C'est pour ça que je m'appelle. On va passer par là. Là.
The dragon Fafnir is so large and deadly that it would be impossible to kill him face to face. But each day, Fafnir crawls across the heath to find water. So Sigurd digs a pit in the dragon's path and lies in wait in it. When Fafnir slithers overhead, Sigurd sinks his sword into the dragon up to the hilt. Sigurd leaps from the pit, and Fafnir sees his killer. He warns Sigurd that the treasure will lead to his death, as it led to the death of all who owned it. Sigurd replies that although Sigurd kills the dragon, Rian wants to keep Fafnir's gold all for himself. Rain also wants the strength and wisdom of the dragon, so he drinks its blood and asks Sigurd to roast Fafnir's heart for him. Sigurd does so, but when he touches the roasted heart to see if it is done, he burns his finger. Without thinking, he licks his finger and tastes the dragon's blood. In that moment, he understands the language of birds and hears them talk nearby.
Pratique. Tu bois le sang des dragons et puis tu comprends tout ce que les animaux disent. C'est cool. Par contre, ça c'est moins cool parce que du coup, je suis obligé de passer là-bas. Est-ce qu'il y a de la lumière là-bas? J'ai pas l'impression, hein. Non, c'est pas par là. Je dois tourner à la lumière, moi. C'est comment je suis censé faire du coup? Faudrait que j'allume par là. Il faudrait que j'allume. Non, je peux l'allumer du coup. Parce que clairement, il faut que j'allume du coup les deux. Pour faire le M. Là. Mais comment je fais pour passer? Sachant qu'il n'y a pas de lumière dans le coin. Je fais comment? Je sais. C'est là. Je sais. Comment je peux faire du coup? En vrai, tu peux passer quoi, tu mets la torche juste entre les deux trucs et c'est bon. Non? Comment je peux faire du coup? Si je passe, il n'y a plus de torche. Il n'y a pas de lumière non plus en face. Donc comment je suis censé faire moi? Pour ramener le feu là-bas. Y aurait-il pas un autre chemin? Mais si, il y a un autre chemin par là. Mais oui. Du coup, je pourrais allumer quelque chose de ce côté-là. Peut-être. J'espère. Arrêtez.
What's she doing? She's lighting a torch. She's making light. She's making a fire.
She's got light on the other side.
Donc là, il faudrait que je fonce complètement à droite. Ah, mais ça va être dur là en fait. Ça va être compliqué. Du coup, il faut que je fonce à droite, que je baisse le pont et que je me foute à la lumière. Ouais, ça va être chaud. Ça va être chaud. Mais on va y arriver. Je vois pas le problème. On pourrait pas y arriver. Bon. Ouais. Si, je peux le faire. Cours vite, cours vite.
Stop! She can't get through. She has to. Get up! Get up!
C'est bon.
What are you doing?
C'est noir. Et ouais, tu nous auras pas toi. Enfin, tu nous as déjà eu une fois, mais pas deux fois.
Faster, faster. Keep going, keep going.
Et oh, c'est bon, c'est calme. On est tranquille là pour l'instant. Et du coup, on va pouvoir voir en repassant derrière. Stop, bah non. Voilà. Et on est bon. Je en course, reviens, Dak. Bonne course à toi.
She can't help but think of him.
Voir que dalle.
The tender guiding flame in a world so black. The longer it burned, the more she convinced herself that there was nothing beyond its reach. How little separates us from what we fear.
It's Fafnir's gold. Sigurd should kill Rian before Rian kills him. Sigurd should find Brynhild, the Valkyrie, who songs an enchanted sleep.
Plouf.
Sigurd heeds the bird's advice. He kills Rian, eats Fafnir's roasted heart, and takes Fafnir's treasure. And he embarks on a new
On n'a
quest
pas encore les mains. Hein.
to ride to Hinderfell and find Brynhild, the Valkyrie.
Oh, maintenant faut romper. Oh non, 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 non. Plus haut, plus haut, plus haut la torche, plus haut la torche, plus haut la torche. Ah non. Oh putain, il y a l'eau qui coule là. Faut faire qu'on court.
I'm coming for you.
What? Ah si, j'allais dire.
I'm coming.
Allez, cours.
Zillion, I see you. The beast has Zillion. No.
Oh shit.
You're not taking it from me.
I can smell your
No.
betrayed your god.
Attends, je vais pas me battre contre
I
ça.
am leaving with him.
Turn your back on me. That is why Dillion will rot in hell. Come into my shadow.
She's so weak, they can see her weak.
était nul ce combat. Oh, le karma, le karma.
People think of evil as an unnatural, invisible force, and so invoke the gods for protection. But evil can come from the hand behind the gods. A familiar hand, cold and cruel. He tried to fix her with his rituals, kept her trapped in that hole. She couldn't say which was worse. The darkness, or the monster that her father had become. She couldn't fight them both. And so she left, headed for the one ray of light that shone down on her. If she had stayed, she wouldn't have survived. But maybe Dillian would still be alive.
I'm so sorry, my love.
She will save his soul, even if this time she can't save her own.
Forgive me, Senua. I know you have no reason to trust me anymore. But believe this, it was my mission to make you hate the darkness with a passion so great it would focus your mind on this quest. Without it, I fear you would have left those slack. All this time, I've wanted to protect you from the truth that would have destroyed you a long time ago. But you have conquered your darkness at every turn. You deserve to see die the veil of darkness.
And take me to the mountain to trust him as deep as we can go.
I won't stand in your way.
She has to trust him.
You will not survive what is in there.
Bon, un petit point sur ce combat. Étonnamment nul. Pas de musique. Bon, c'était dans l'ambiance, mais du coup, c'est dommage qu'il n'y ait pas de musique de fond bien stressante, bien vide. Aucun intérêt au combat, parce que c'était juste taper, 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 focus, taper, 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 esquiver. C'est dommage, là. Moi, je m'entendais à un combat beaucoup plus intéressant contre cette bête. Mais là, mouais. Juste un mouais. Puis même la fin. Enfin, tu vois disparaître dans les ombres, puis ensuite, bah... Ah non, je suis pas mort, je viens te bouffer, et puis c'est tout, ça disparaît. J'ai pas compris. J'ai pas trop compris. Oh. Oh. Oh là là.
Mother, I won't let the darkness trick me again. I know you're safe with the gods. I can feel Hela's gaze, searching for secrets inside of me. Secrets that even I can't see. I'm not here to fight my past. I'm here for Dillian. I will fulfill my vow, whatever the cost.
C'est allé par là d'abord. Aussi c'est par là évidemment. Bon, ça a l'air d'être par là. Donc du coup il y a d'autres trucs là-bas. Ça doit être une petite histoire. On va voir ça. Un bout d'histoire? Un bout d'histoire. Du coup on a encore perdu... raté un truc.
Ragnarok, the destiny of the gods. First, there will be a terrible winter, 3 years long. Then, mankind will turn on itself. Brothers will fight each other to the death, and people will forget what they owe their kindred. Times will be hard. Crimes will be great. It will be an age of axes and swords. The wind will blow through abandoned halls. Wolves will walk where children played. The world will fall into ruin.
Y'a pas quelque chose là ici? Non, c'est juste une salle pour dire allez, c'est par là. D'accord. Un peu dommage. Ça pourrait peut-être, si le dernier combat est aussi mauvais que celui qu'on vient de faire, ça lui enlèvera des points au jeu. Enfin, 1 point. D'accord. Juste pour admirer plus que ça. C'est tout? Genre sérieux, ça sert à rien de plus de venir ici? Bon. D'accord. J'entends des trucs. Ah! D'accord, j'ai rien dit. Ça sert à ça. Voilà. Ok, ça sert à ça, j'ai rien dit. Je n'ai rien dit. Oh shit. Putain, mais ça va être compliqué là. Oh. Esquive, esquive, esquive. Bon. Par là. Bon, du coup, pour les gros combats, je vais enlever ma cam et couper mon micro parce que d'entendre ça pendant tout le combat alors qu'il y a peut-être une ambiance de fou. Voilà. Ça peut pas être trop cool quoi. Que veut-elle là? Ah, c'est une bonne question ça. Qu'est-ce qu'elle veut elle? Est-ce qu'elle veut un tram à la place? Aucune valeur. Ouais.
But it's all she has to give. She has a warrior soul. What more could she give? A cursed soul. Of course, you can see it. The bridge. She can't cross the bridge. It's broken. She has to fix it. It's too dangerous. She's done it before. You have to fight her. Be powerful. The final battle. Get her soul back. It's the final task. Yes, it is.
Je dois donc finir le pont.
This isn't just a broken bridge, is it? Mother, you showed me how to see further. To see the hidden wonders in our world and explore new paths into the unknown. To lead so that others may follow, or to warn so that they may avoid. That is our gift and our duty. I'm not going to look away in fear anymore.
She can do
Ah, je pensais que c'était un autre pont. Bon, bah. Donc cette porte on peut pas l'ouvrir hein, parce que c'est en général c'est ce genre de porte où il y a une chaîne qui est complètement bloquée et qu'il faut ouvrir du coup avec un certain truc. Du coup il faut finir le pont. Ou sa sauvegarde c'est pas trop bon en général si ça sauvegarde.
The Northmen say the gods will fight their last battle at Ragnarok. Their watchmen will blow the horn that can be heard through the whole world. And Odin will speak with the severed head of Mimir, which gives him good counsel. The land of the giants will thunder with the sound of their army on the move. The gods will assemble, the dwarves will leave their stones. The frost giants will come from the east. The Midgard serpent will turn up the waves. Eagles will scream and tear at the corpses with their yellow beaks. The ship of the dead will set sail.
Et tout ça sera annoncé par le coq, dont je ne me souviens plus le nom. Comme d'habitude, hein, je me souviens jamais des noms des créatures mythiques. Du coup, c'est un coq qui va annoncer le début du Ragnarok. Mais bon, je sais plus comment il s'appelle. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a ici? Un combat. Il y a un combat ici.
The Northmen say that at Ragnarok, the gods will face a ship full of their foes, which Loki has steered to Asgard. It carries the fire giants, the wolf that will eat the sun, and all kinds of dark creatures. Surt will join them with his sword of fire. The cliffs will crash, trolls will walk the land, men will tread the road to hell, the heavens will split open.
Oh mais il y en a deux. Ok, donc là on va finir le pont du coup. Par contre les musiques, ouais, ça change tellement d'ambiance avec les musiques, c'est fou. Ça y est, le pont est réparé. Du moins il est assemblé. Non, c'est pas par là, c'est par là. Alors du coup, Ragnarok se passe pas directement, enfin tout se passe pas en même temps. Du coup, Ragnarok, à la fin du Ragnarok, du coup il reste 3 jours d'un grand hiver, puis l'humanité s'entretue et s'autodétruit. D'accord. Voilà, le pont est fini. Et là on peut pas ouvrir la porte, il faut faire d'autres trucs.
She's injured.
Dur ce combat. Fallait crever plusieurs fois. Il était dur. Et pourtant on est en facile. Alors là par contre le combat de boss, on va avoir du mal.
Wait.
What?
What happens when she dies?
What happens to us?
What happens to us?
We die too.
Ok, est-ce que c'est que ça?
We'll all die someday.
I don't want to die.
And when everyone's gone, even the gods will die.
We don't want to die.
I don't want to die.
Senua, stop. Turn back.
Stop.
Quoi? Qu'est-ce qui se passe? On s'en fout.
Stop. Senua, stop. What happens to us? Stop her. Why would she stop to die? She won't stop. Stop.
Ça sent un gros combat. J'espère qu'il sera bien ce combat.
I'm sorry. I didn't ask you to be a part of me. If you don't want to die with me, then leave me alone. Stop.
I don't want to die. Please stop. 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 You'll never come back if you go there.
There is nothing to go back to.
We only have each other now. Don't abandon me.
Everyone suffers. They were right about me.
Listen to me, not them. They were afraid, like children scared of the dark.
So was I.
They made up monsters to fill the void. That doesn't make them real.
They made them real.
No!
Follow your soul and let go of the Senua of old. For there lies your weakness, and the darkness will find it.
Bon, je vais pas remettre la caméra sinon ça va être chiant à chaque fois. Enlever, remettre, enlever, remettre. Je vais laisser enlever parce que là c'est vraiment beau. Puis je vois plus l'utilité en fait mettre la caméra.
The noble warrior facing evil in search of victory and honor. Clear dividing lines. No. Oh, this place is not quite like that. It's as if it knows that true torment lies within. Memories you cannot defeat, cannot escape.
Ça c'est toutes les
This is
histoires.
her hell.
Les parties qu'on oublie aussi.
Turn away, Senua! Turn away, Senua!
Do you see it, Senua? Do you see the darkness? Faces fear and suffering. You can see it.
I remember it clearly now.
She has nothing to fear anymore. The gods have saved your mother. Through my hand.
You killed her.
It is the will of the gods.
Fuck the gods! You did this to her! Why?
This is what happens when you listen to the voices of the underworld. They crawl into your soul and rot you from the inside. Defy the gods like your mother, and the darkness will come for you too. You understand, son?
I do understand. You cursed me with your own madness. I was just a child. You created this darkness! You created this darkness so you could hide behind it!
Only suffering brings salvation. It is the way of the gods.
It was all a lie. You are a lie! She didn't defy the gods. She defied you. And so you killed her.
You didn't pray to the gods. You prayed to your mother. Your mother, who was too weak to fight the darkness and abandoned you.
You tortured her. You killed her. You are the darkness.
Those rituals, the years of isolation, the pain that still haunts you. It was the only way to fight the curse within you.
You're a liar.
The darkness is inside you and it will destroy you.
You're a liar!
No, Senua. The darkness is here. You cannot wish it away. And it will watch as you draw the last dying gasp.
I won't let you kill me.
Be careful, Senna. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out.
I can see through your darkness. You're a liar and a murderer. And if you really are Hela, then I have a sword here that can kill a god.
Look at you. Run forward. Backwards to one only for the past. You're making a mistake searching for Dillion. The same mistake that killed him in the first place. I'm trying to save you from yourself. You still believe it is a lie. The plague of darkness, the butchering of Dillion by the Norsemen. You saw it yourself.
You told everyone else was cursed. They believed you. I believed you.
Tell me, Senua, where is Dillian's soul if the darkness is alive? How you saved her?
He's here. I know he's here. Dillian, I know you're here. Hold on. I'll find you. Behind you. Dillian! Where is he? You're trying to trick me again with your lies. I know he's here. You took him from me. You have him.
Dillian is gone. Dillian is dead. Let him go now. I'm warning you.
Or what? What can you do to me that you haven't already? Fight me. Come on.
Watch out.
You betrayed your own father. You betrayed the gods in search of Dillian, in search of love. Look where that's got you. Let go of your battle. Let go of redemption. Let go of Dillian.
Careful.
Don't let your darkness hurt anyone else.
Let go, Senua. You're killing yourself. Behind you.
Senua. Let go of your battle.
Stop. You're killing yourself.
Let go of your battle. You've done enough.
Behind you. Behind you. Careful, Senua. Watch out. Watch out. Behind you.
Let go. Go, Senua.
You're going to die. Behind you. Behind you. Careful.
Let go of Dillion. Let go of your battle.
You're going to die. Behind you.
On peut m'expliquer pourquoi c'est infini comme ça? Ah, c'est normal, je devais mourir. Bon, j'étais bon apparemment. J'ai rien dit. Je laisse.
If you're alive, and there's no darkness, then you never took him from me, did you? And I can't save Dillion. Is that what you want me to believe? After all you've done to me? And to him? You're not a lie, but you're a liar! You crawled into me to confuse me and deceive me. But I know he's here. I know you have him. I'll give you my life. That's what you want, isn't it? My soul. Take it. I'll be a slave for you. I'll fight with you at Ragnarok. If you release it. Quest. Nothing. And you will have no power over me.
I learned the hard way to not be afraid of death, Senna. Because a life without loss is one without love. You turn your back on death, and all you can see is the shadow that it casts. The longer you hide from it, the longer the shadow grows until all you can see is darkness. When our time comes, we must look death in the eye and embrace it as a friend. Only then can we let go of our fear. And emerge from our darkness.
Never forget what it is like to see the world as a child, Senua. Every autumn leaf is like a work of art. Every rolling cloud a moving picture. Every day a new story. We too emerge from this magic, like a wave from the ocean, only to return to the sea. Do not mourn the waves, the leaves and the clouds. Even in darkness, the wonder and the beauty of this world never leaves us. It is always there, waiting to be seen again.
Oh no. Oh. It's the rot. The darkness is back. The darkness is back. Wait. 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 What is it? It feels... It's different. It feels... It's okay. Is it okay?
This is where my story once began.
It's different.
And so it has to end here,
It's changed.
because I cannot see further than this.
Follow us. We have another story to tell.
My friend, go with her. This now will be your story to witness. Goodbye.
I know it's hard to tell how mixed up you feel. Hoping what you need is behind every door.
Waouh.
When you get hurt, I don't want you to change.
Ah ouais.
Everyone has hopes.
Bon, je vais pas faire le gars, je n'ai rien compris à la fin. Clairement. J'ai compris qu'elle avait battu elle. Hein. Mais après, comment, pourquoi? J'ai rien compris à la fin. Mais sinon, waouh. Déjà les messages qui sont passés à la fin sont très intéressants. J'allais dire, enfin en note finale du coup, que j'allais descendre, ouais, 15-16 comme Alien. Sauf que cette fin, l'ambiance, même si j'ai rien compris, c'était trop bien, quoi, c'est trop beau. Et ce que je pense avoir compris, c'est que on est mort, voilà. Senua est morte. Elle a, du coup, appris Dillion. Et je crois qu'on l'a tué à cause de notre lumière, de la tristesse et tout. On a dû la tuer comme ça et on a repris du coup le corps de L1. Enfin, où on a échangé. Et du coup, on a survécu. C'est bizarre. Là, clairement, j'ai pas de réponse. Mais peut-être qu'en cherchant sur internet, il y a des réponses, il y a des explications. Donc voilà, si vous voulez chercher, allez-y. Moi, j'ai regardé juste ça, j'ai essayé de réfléchir de pourquoi, comment, essayer de me rappeler tout. Je le referai en off pour mieux comprendre. Enfin, essayer de mieux comprendre plutôt. Mais sinon, ouais, je mets facile un 17. Hein. Un bon 17. Hein. Incroyable. Ce jeu, incroyable. C'est... Du coup, il y a encore des questions sans réponse. Ou alors, il y a eu des réponses, mais les réponses, on les a pas eues clairement, du coup. C'est pas très net. Et par contre, ouais, je suis descendu à 17 parce que le combat final, non, clairement, non. Je suis contre ça. Hein. C'est pas possible. Tu te bats, tu te dis putain, mais quand est-ce que c'est fini? Parce que du coup, j'avais désactivé mon micro. Si j'avais mis mon micro, vous m'auriez entendu. Alors, déjà, comme ça, les clics de la souris. Et puis, vous m'auriez entendu. Putain, mais quand est-ce que c'est fini, les bordel? Puis, il y en a encore d'autres. Ah, puis, j'étais tout le temps en train de râler. Donc, c'est pour ça que j'ai désactivé mon micro. C'est que Déjà, ça cassait l'ambiance si vous m'entendez juste avec les clics de la souris et tout, et râler, mais alors là, j'aurais tout cassé quoi, vous auriez pété un câble. Hello! Comment va? Mais ouais, alors clairement, hein, 17. Ce jeu est incroyable. Et le 2, je me demande du coup comment ils vont expliquer du coup l'histoire, hein. Comment ça va commencer, l'histoire du 2. Le 2 que je ne sais pas d'ailleurs quand est-ce qu'il va sortir. On va voir ça. Sorti. Hop. Seigneur. Alors. On regarde ça quand est-ce qu'il va sortir. 2021. Courant 2021. Bon bah, ce sera cette année. Bah je bossais, mais retour maison. Accident de travail. Ah, bah voilà. C'est cool au moins, c'est repos. T'es en repos au moins. Ouais, alors du coup, je pensais pas qu'il serait aussi... Enfin, au début, je pensais qu'il était plus court que ça. Mais après, je me suis dit, pourquoi il doit être plus long. Et puis finalement, ça va. C'est pas trop long. En 7 heures, on l'a fini. Je pense qu'en 6-5 heures, en faisant du coup le truc normalement, sans fouiller, sans découvrir et tout, je pense qu'il peut être fait facilement en 5-6 heures. Mais sinon, incroyable ce jeu. Incroyable. J'ai hâte du 2. Vite le 2 que le 2 sorte. Ouais, j'ai fini le jeu, ouais. Ah, et puis de musique. Et puis de musique. Ouais, en 7 heures, il est fini le jeu. Après, il est court. Si vous souhaitez apprendre plus sur la psychose et les problèmes de santé mentale, rendez-vous sur Hellblade Info. Ah bah voilà. Hellblade Help Info. Voilà, vous avez tout sur ce site. Je me disais aussi, il doit y avoir des trucs pour explication ou autre. Ah, c'est cool. C'est cool. Mais du coup, ouais, il y a plusieurs thèmes dans ce jeu. Du coup, c'est le deuil. Je pense la dépression aussi qui est liée du coup que tout le monde du coup bah, lui en voulait, lui disait qu'elle était maudite, que. Enfin. C'est compliqué à expliquer. Bon, voilà, allez voir. Ah bah tiens, d'ailleurs, il y a un documentaire. Tiens. Allez, je retourne glander. Ah bah la bise alors, la bise. Il y a un documentaire. Avertissement. Le documentaire qui suit contient des spoilers. Je vous conseille de terminer Hellblade. Voilà.
She's dreamt of this before.
It's coming. Is it?
They say dreams are visions of our memories, thoughts, and fears, as seen by our inner eye. But what if each one of us is always
Il n'y a pas de
dreaming,
sous-titres.
even when awake,
Malheureusement, il n'y a pas de sous-titres là.
and we only see what our inner eye creates for us?
À moins que c'est juste
Is this what hell is?
le début, du coup ils expliquent juste
A
ici.
world shaped by Senua's nightmares. Maybe that's why people fear seeing.
Ça doit être juste la scène en fait qui montre. Ça doit être pas vraiment directement commencé. Ça n'a pas dû directement commencer.
Senua's reality is twisted. You must accept that yours might be too.
Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is a video game about Senua, a Celtic warrior on a vision quest into Viking territory. But what sets our hero Senua apart is that she suffers from severe psychotic mental illness.
He knows she's getting closer. He can feel her coming closer. She's getting closer. They're watching.
The original idea for Hellblade was to create a classic hero's journey, a journey of suffering, but one where the fantasy world is not another planet or alternate universe, but a world that is constructed in Senua's mind. But to do so would mean putting psychotic mental illness at the center of the experience, a subject that is still considered taboo, and a challenge that was both terrifying and exciting in equal measure. In Hellblade, the starting point was a newly discovered Celtic goddess called Senuna in Ashwell, Hertfordshire. When first discovered, her name was thought to be Senua, a name which I liked and kept. I wondered if Senua might have been a Celtic warrior like Boudica who stood up to the Romans. While the Romans had conquered all of Europe, there was a group of Celts up in the furthest reaches of the Roman Empire that could not be conquered, the Picts. And so the Romans built a wall, called Hadrian's Wall, that spans across Britain from sea to sea to keep the Pictish barbarians at bay. The Picts were known for their war paint, painted on with woad, and their matted hair clumped with lime. And so Senua would be a barbarian Pict in this image.
What's your name?
Senua.
I haven't seen you before.
Heureux, Nix. Donc on a fini le jeu. On regarde le documentaire pour essayer de comprendre comment ça...
Wait.
D'essayer de comprendre.
Orkney is off the coast of Scotland and was inherited by the Picts, steeped in history and mystery, and so I made Orkney Senua's home and set the stage for a crisis. In the late 8th century, the first Vikings landed on the Orkney Islands. The population of the Picts crashed thereafter, replaced by the Norsemen of the 9th century. Were they wiped out? We don't know for sure, but it would seem likely given the reputation of the Vikings. The Northmen's brutality is legendary. High-ranking leaders and chieftains of the tribes they conquered were often offered as sacrifice to their gods. The most brutal of these sacrifices was known as the Blood Eagle. I imagine Senua as a young female warrior who returns home from exile to find her partner, Dillion, brutally sacrificed to a Norse god by these hellish warriors from a faraway land. I imagine the horror of this moment and how it would have dragged her deep into mental torment.
No!
I came to learn that the Celts had a sophisticated and nuanced perspective on the nature of mental disorder. One term they used was Gelt. A Gelt is a man or woman who has been driven mad by a curse, battle trauma, or grief. The Gelt would take to a life in the woods in search of penance, punishment, and purgation. And so Senua became a Gelt, cursed by darkness, looking for redemption in the wilds. Another word the Celts used in reference to mental disorders was truth, meaning fool, or liar, one who utters the words of God. They tell of the mad sinner who flees battle into exile and takes on a beastly nature, growing feathers on his body. The character called Truth in Hellblade is based on a little-known person called Findan, an 8th century Irish Celt who was captured and enslaved by the Vikings, but eventually escaped to Orkney where he became a monk.
I will tell you my stories of hell, if I may walk with you.
Upon meeting Senua, it would be his stories that fuel her quest deep into their world of gods.
The Northmen say the world will come to an end.
The sun will grow black, the earth will sink into the sea, the stars will disappear, fire and water will meet, flames will play against the sky.
The heavens and earth and all the world will be burned, all the gods will be dead, and the warriors of Valhalla and people everywhere.
Senua, prepare yourself for Ragnarok, for it is nigh.
So the stage was set for a new adventure, a journey into the Norse underworld called Hell, a vision quest fueled by madness and myth, a fantasy that was created by Senua's own mind, and one that we would experience through her eyes.
This is your mission. This is your quest. There is nothing else left.
To make a game about a warrior with psychotic mental illness as its central theme was fraught with danger. Mental illness, such as psychosis, is still taboo and rarely acknowledged in a century of cinema, never mind the new medium of games. Where it does feature, it often conflates psychosis and psychopathy associated with a lack of empathy. It is unfortunate that these two words sound so similar that they are used interchangeably in media. I must admit that I didn't have to look very far to discover my own ignorance of the subject. So we reached out to Paul Fletcher, psychiatrist and professor of health neuroscience at University of Cambridge.
Psychosis is a descriptive term, and it refers to having a loss of contact with objective reality. So it's characterized by two main sets of symptoms. One of them is hallucinations, where somebody experiences perceptions when there is no actual objective thing out there to perceive.
You're already dead. Who are you?
And the other is delusions, where somebody comes to very often bizarre, unpleasant, frightening beliefs when there's no good evidence in favor of them.
There's no doubt about it. The source of the darkness is in Helheim. And the goddess Hela holds his soul there.
We reached out to Welcome, a biomedical research charity that spends billions on research and awareness programs aimed at improving health.
Mental health hasn't always been presented in the media in a way that is particularly helpful. It can be challenging to engage people with the subject matter, and there are a lot of preconceived ideas about mental health, and particularly schizophrenia and psychosis. So we hope our support allows the team to continue to collaborate with Paul Fletcher and with those who have experience of psychosis to create a game that provides a fresh perspective on the condition and allows audiences to engage with it in a way that just wouldn't be possible in any other medium.
What started out as a brief consultation convinced me that we were only scratching the surface of an immensely deep and interesting subject that could enrich and change the very nature of the game.
That's cool. Thanks so much for coming here.
Pleasure. Thanks. It's really interesting for me. I'd love to be involved. I think it's fascinating.
Our understanding of psychosis is still very much a mystery, and ways of treating it are still primitive compared to physical illness. After all, it is easy to see the pain and suffering caused by physical diseases or physical trauma. It is not so easy to see the mental suffering and trauma of severe mental illness. But what if we could find a way to see it? Games are capable of drawing you in for hours on end, playing the role of a character who is different from you, experiencing their perspective, and actively involving you in a world that functions with a different set of rules. If we were to represent Senua's psychosis, we would have to simulate voice hearing, a common attribute. But how can we simulate something we have no first-hand experience of? Professor Charles Fernyhough, a leading expert in voice hearing from Durham University, offered his help.
Hearing voices is an experience that is usually associated with severe mental illness, and crucially we know that hearing voices is a part of ordinary life for many people who don't meet the criteria for mental illness.
Yeah. Oh, that's not him in real life.
We know voices vary according to where they appear in space. Voices can appear far away in the distance, they can appear right there in your ear, they can seem to be coming from inside your head.
Based on the information Professor Fernyhough provided, I put together a sound brief and invited some actors to the studio. We recorded the actors using a binaural microphone, which records the 3D spatial position of sound, replicating the way sound is heard by human ears. It gives you an incredible sense that the person you are listening to is right there beside you.
Can't see how she's going.
Rachel Waddingham from the Voice Collective came to our studio with two young voice hearers to speak to our team. We talked at length about their experiences, and they listened to our tests, giving us feedback on how we could improve on it.
Everyone hates her. She's cursed.
It's very hard to represent what this experience is like, partly because it's such a personal, intense, emotional experience. It's testament to how Ninja Theory have been listening to what the researchers are saying, but also, crucially, listening to the experts by experience. What they've come up with is so compelling. It's by far the best representation I've heard of what these experiences are like.
Other common attributes of psychosis are visions and flashbacks. We met with Recovery College East, who work with and care for people recovering from severe mental disorders. A group of service users gave us their first-hand account of what they experience.
Sometimes when the visions or what we're seeing is too much, it becomes more difficult until eventually we perhaps don't see anything.
The people we spoke to, the stories they told, were fascinating, harrowing and mind-boggling. The reality of what people experienced was vivid, far exceeding what I could possibly have imagined. We went away itching to represent some of these visions and flashbacks in the game.
Hands feel now, my heart is so, love is so far away. Don't you know how I wanna feel deeper? I could never know how you grow, all these days are killing me. Now I see deep in me insanity does unfold. I just wanna feel deeper, deeper. I just wanna feel deeper, deeper. Hands feel now, my heart is so, love is so far away. Don't you know how I wanna feel deeper? I could never know how you grow, all these days are killing me. Feel like this, read like this, I just wanna live, that's all. I just wanna feel deeper, deeper. I just wanna feel deeper, deeper.
To refine our work, we continue to hold meetings with Recovery College East over the course of a year and a half, showing them what we had achieved so far and refining the in-game representations based on their feedback. With their help, flashbacks, visions and changes in perception were woven into the story and gameplay of Senua.
The students that are involved in this project are incredibly excited about being involved. They have described the experience as being important because it values their lived experience and shows that despite what we have been through, all of that experience becomes valid, that actually it's something that we should all be talking about.
The experiences described range from beautiful to frightening beyond comprehension. I heard of a girl who has to live with an angry voice screaming at her, slamming on her doors and walls 24 hours a day. I met someone who would often see hanging corpses in a room, so real that she would sometimes try to rescue them. The panic and fear that comes with such visions is entirely understandable, and it can be a living horror for some.
Worthless, weak, pathetic. Go on, feel sorry for yourself, because there's no one left to do that for you.
I was urged by one fellow that we should not shy away from showing this horror, and so I was perpetually torn in making Hellblade. Had we gone too far with our representations or not far enough?
Broken and lost. Just like your soul.
Come on.
In some ways, voice hearing and visions were the low-hanging fruit, so to speak. There's another aspect of psychosis that is much harder to explain, but one that I think video games are uniquely able to represent, which are often called delusions.
People begin to see patterns in the world. They begin to link things that most people wouldn't link. Most of the things that we might think would be coincidence or, not worth commenting on. Nevertheless, that might have a particular salience or importance for them.
One individual described how everyday words, sounds, colours and objects were steeped in meaning to him, forming a strange and sinister puzzle that he was determined to solve but could not quite get to the bottom of.
It's not just brain dysfunction. It's not like the system shut down. It's actually an incredibly creative process. The person creates a world populated with voices and phantasms and terrors, and they're completely immersed in it. They believe in it.
We often invite people into the studio to play the game. In one of our playtests, they played through much of the game, making associations between runes, secret messages, and the threat of darkness that stalked them. There are many things that happen in the world of Hellblade that make perfect sense within the context of Senua's mind. The dark rot that's killing her slowly from within, the secret runes of the gods that block her path to Helheim, and strange associations that exist in the game to confuse you. To complete Senua's quest, you have to internalize and accept the logic and meaning behind these things to progress. Afterwards, they said that they didn't see much evidence of mental illness in the game. People with delusions of all sorts would argue the same thing, that they are not aware of their experience being abnormal in any way.
I need this sword. It's important.
Representing perception changes and thinking patterns within Hellblade gives us a set of symptoms common in psychosis. But people with lived experience were keen to emphasize another point, that it is wrong to define a person by their symptoms. Quite often, the illness comes not from the symptoms, but from the stigma, isolation and mistreatment that comes about from the rest of society.
They say that I'm cursed. What if they're right?
I needed someone to portray Senua, someone who could believably internalize her suffering. Melina Jurgens, our video editor, had been a stand-in for Senua over a few months while we perfected our motion capture techniques. Without realizing it, she had already auditioned for the role, and I knew her well enough to know that I didn't have to teach her to act, but to relive her own internal pain. As often is the case, those who have suffered mental anguish are never far from us. My hope is that by creating a compelling and aspirational character in Senua who feels very much real, albeit in a fantasy setting, we can provide a lens into her reality, a different one to yours, and this is where storytelling comes into play. I imagined her life based on common threads in real people's lives. She was always prone to psychosis as a child. Her mother Galina also heard voices and had visions, so perhaps there was a genetic aspect. Or perhaps it was cultural, as she lived within a world without science, of gods and a superstition, as exemplified by her druid father Zimbal. Psychosis developed in her late teens to early 20s and was exacerbated by stigma and isolation at the hands of the clansmen and her father.
This darkness. It's spreading.
The trauma of seeing her lover Dillian sacrificed tips her over the edge, making her remodel her reality around a concept that connects everything: the darkness. So the question is, what Senua experiences real? Can only be answered by saying, yes, it is real. It is her reality.
All of her suffering will have been for nothing. It's just a matter of time.
Towards the end of the project, service users and professionals that had collaborated with us were invited to see the near-final game. It was a chance to see if the game had reflected their views or if it had misrepresented them.
For me, being involved in especially developing Senua's character has been really important, and being able to bring in my perspective and what I see and what I hear, and having that built into the game has been a real privilege. It's gritty and it's meaty, and there are some tough subjects in there that are being tackled with honesty. I was blown away by it today, absolutely blown away. It was just fantastic to get the opportunity to use our lived experience in a very creative way. There's nothing tokenistic about the work we've put in. It feels like we've been listened to, things have been taken on board, and I think there was a lot of realism in the game itself, and it feels very authentic.
Hellblade will give people a good experience of what it's like to hear voices and have those experiences. I'm glad that the guys at Ninja Theory have asked us to come along and help them build an experience that's positive when it comes out, and get myself a copy and have a go.
I think all the way through I was really inspired by how the conversations have translated into the game in a way that I think I didn't imagine was possible. So wonderful, really wonderful.
I really hope that others will follow the lead they've set and use the power of something like a video game to change people's perceptions, to increase understanding, and ultimately to make some of the stigma around voice hearing and other experiences go away.
For me, it was really exciting to see something that I explore scientifically being represented so beautifully in a character who's trying to penetrate the mysteries of the environment in which they've been placed, with all of this strange uncertainty and noise and conflicting information that they're getting. I'm very excited by this way of trying to represent mental illness, because I think it actually might be offering us insights that we wouldn't get from pure scientific explorations, and actually giving us quite an empathic view of what it might be like.
Mental illness has been with us for as long as we have been on this planet, but why? Why hasn't evolution stamped out this weakness from within our gene pool? I often pondered this question until I realized that the question had an inbuilt flaw. It assumes that being and thinking differently is a weakness. The only reason we have computers, spacecraft, medicine, poetry, art, and yes, even video games is because individuals were able to simulate new abstract realities in their minds and share them with the rest of us. We need people to be willing to see differently in order for us to progress and survive as society. And we need to be open to these new ways of seeing. And it is this spirit that motivated me to create Senua's story and share it with you.
Donc voilà, il vous repropose encore le site. Waouh, incroyable. Bon, du coup, il nous donne toutes les explications, donc ce n'est pas réel du tout. C'est même pas, il est parti dans le monde des morts et tout, c'est tout dans sa tête. Donc c'est le délire, la psychose, le fait du deuil aussi, enfin c'est de tout. C'est incroyable. Juste waouh. J'ai pas de mots à rajouter sur ça, c'est juste waouh. Le 2 sera j'imagine, génial. Je suis même sûr qu'il sera génial. Donc voilà, on va s'arrêter là pour cette session. Je reprendrai peut-être plus tard avec War Thunder, Phasmophobia ou un autre jeu, avec des personnes peut-être. On verra ça. Je vous tiens au courant sur Twitter, d'ailleurs tous les liens sont juste en dessous. N'hésitez pas à aller voir du coup sur Discord, Twitter, YouTube où je poste les VOD du coup. Quoi d'autre? Il y avait Instagram aussi? Oui, Instagram, donc voilà. Donc sur Twitter, je mettrai si je fais un truc plus tard. Si on se rejoint en live plus tard, voilà, tout simplement. Sinon, on se retrouve du coup demain pour... Alors, du coup, pas la suite de Hellblade parce qu'on a fini Hellblade plutôt que ce que j'avais prévu. Donc demain, ce sera du Total War, Trône de Bretagne. On va finir enfin, j'espère, cette campagne. Et je crois avoir tout dit. Donc voilà, je vous dis peut-être à plus tard, j'espère que ça vous a plu. Moi j'ai adoré ce jeu. Clairement j'ai adoré. Et du coup, je vous dis peut-être à plus tard ou alors à demain. Ciao ciao tout le monde.